Aloha and welcome. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Taylor Norris, and I'm a Reiki Master Teacher and a Galactic Astrology Soul Reader. And in today's video, I will be sharing with you and inviting us to feel into the energies of this Cancer new moon with a particular focus and emphasis on the magnificent star Procyon in Canis Minor constellation. So let's go and explore this together. So briefly, I want to talk about the astrological chart of the Cancer new moon. That this is, in fact, a new moon in Cancer. And what that means is that the sun and moon are conjunct. They are together in the sign of Cancer, according to the Western tropical zodiac. And the sign of Cancer is ruled by the moon. So this is an extra strong, extra lunar new moon lunation. You may be feeling a little bit like a lunatic, and this lunar energy is especially highlighted this new moon, and it's even highlighted in the star alignments, which I'm excited to share more with you about. Now, you'll see the aspects, the lines drawn in red and the red box are talking about these hard aspects in the second and fourth harmonic, the opposition 180 degrees, and the square, which is 90 degrees. And these are aspects of tension and interference. These can make us feel a bit, or they reflect within us our own inner tension, our own inner conflict, our own inner sense of motivation, needing to either take action or have a shift in our thinking, a shift in our consciousness. And there are some big players involved in these aspects. So none other than Pluto. Pluto, which you may have heard, is in the square alignment with the nodes of the moon. And right now, this new moon is coming into an opposition with Pluto in Capricorn, which is in that square alignment with the nodes of the moon, making almost this grand square aspect. It's not perfectly exact, thankfully, but many of us are sensitive and are feeling this on some level. Definitely, for sure, it's manifesting where we are all feeling challenged or invited to really step into our authenticity and really live our truth. It's no longer acceptable or enough to live life based on the ego orientation to reality. It's time to allow the wisdom and guidance of the soul to fully be known and expressed and embodied and outwardly manifesting in the ways we are guided to co-create in order for us to evolve as individuals in a beautiful way, and also evolve in as a collective in a beautiful way, fulfilling our potential for what it means to be humans on Earth at this time. So very, very powerful dynamic energy here. And the other hard aspect I'll mention is that Mars in the sign of Virgo is opposite Saturn in Pisces. And in traditional astrology, these are called the two malefics. And these are These are more difficult planets with, not the best reputation, but really they are these energies in this particular alignment. What I'm reading as the invitation here is to listen to the whisperings of the inner authority. This would be the Saturn in Pisces energies, the insights and downloads and uploads and clarifications and memories and inspirations that are flowing to you and through you in your sleep time, in your dream time, in your meditation time, and in your contact with the water. The water element right now is ultra magical, extra magical. I swear every time I take a shower, I have a full, very extreme, awesome, magical experience with the water. So if you're able to enjoy natural water like a river, lake, stream, etc., ocean, that is wonderful. But each time you take a shower or take a bath, it can really be a profound spiritual experience. I know every time I'm closing my eyes, I'm having all these beautiful visuals of the water and often insights and downloads and things just clicking into place, simply contacting the water. So listen to that sense of inner authority and allow it to guide your body, guide your physicality, guide your drive. This is Mars. Guide the activities of your ego and your personality so that the ego and the personality is very tapped into that sense of inner authority that says, this is what you can do next. This is what's next up on the agenda. And this Mars in Virgo can be very practical, can be very methodical, and can be put to work in a way that is achieving these longer term visions and goals and really manifesting dreams. This is Saturn and Pisces at its best, really coming into this interesting dynamic with Mars and Virgo. So that's really the invitation I'm seeing. Now, on the other hand, we have this beautiful flowing energy here with the trine and the sextile aspects. These are third and sixth harmonic aspects, 120 degrees with the trine, 60 degrees with the sextile. These are the blue lines in the chart. And so new moon is in a sextile alignment with Uranus, and it is trine Neptune. So this is wonderful in terms of having an out of the box type of insight come in or connection being made, a blessing of some sort that's going to serve your awakening. Maybe it's a sudden, event or surprise or impulse to change course a bit, or more clarification, light bulb moment as to what that next best step is to take. And this could come in any and all forms. It's Uranus, so expect the unexpected, and you'll have a feeling for what that may be in the moment. You'll know it in the moment. You can't know it before the moment. You'll just know it in the moment what that Uranus is doing here. And the new moon is trine Neptune, so this is very magical as well. And this is saying that whatever this new awakened beginning is for you in this new moon phase, this moment of planting a seed for the rest of the moon cycle, it's going to have a spiritual connection, a deeper spiritual connection with this trine to Neptune. So maybe it is dreamier, it is oriented to divine love. There is support there in terms of your spirit guides. They're available to you within your inner world to help you plant this seed of intention and really access the positive and the higher qualities of Cancer, that feeling of being nurtured and nourished and home and belonging and connected with the earth. So this is very beautiful. Also, Venus is helping out with this grand square tension that we're all feeling. Venus is trine the north node and sextile the south node. That's what that should say there. And what this means is that Venus in Leo, who is still direct at this time, she's about to turn retrograde. She's going very slow. She's about to station and turn retrograde, appear to move backwards from our perspective here on Earth. So really, this is a blessing of creativity in the direction of your soul evolution or collective evolution. It is also a law of attraction kind of moment. Like, we can really attract into our field the more that we are connected to our own heart energy, our own creative life force energy, our own sense of value as individuals, we can create and attract into our field support that will enable our evolution as individuals and also propel us forward on our journey as a collective, evolving into higher consciousness of manifesting a heaven on earth, new earth, this vision that many of us are carrying at this time. And so this is very, very supportive, and it really takes some of that relief off. So if things are feeling like so tense, just think Venus and Leo, engage your inner child, engage your creativity, whatever that looks like. Find and connect to that joy frequency, that childlike playfulness within yourself, and see what you can do to light yourself up, even if it's, something very, very small, like looking at one of your crystals or petting your kitty cat or having a nice fruit juice or appreciating a flower bloom. Can be just a little moment there that can help release and relieve some of that tension. So also something interesting to look at, the new moon is quintile Jupiter. The quintile is a fifth harmonic aspect. It's 72 degrees. It's an aspect of creation. This is an evolutionary flow of energy with a magical quality that also indicates creativity and talents when we see these in a birth chart. So this is a creative energy. This is like Jupiter in the background, like doing his magic. If you want to imagine him as a masculine, I'm using those pronouns right now, but like Jupiter's got the magic wand there and is like, hey, you can channel some magic in this new moon. You can always channel magic every new moon, every day. We are magical beings, but there's a real quality of Jupiter being there, like, I'm available to support your magical manifestation at this time, so that those seeds that you plant are supercharged and they are magic seeds, and we will just work together so that the fairy dust and the sparkle dust is laid out thick, and maybe you'll have ideas and intuitions about connections being made and ancient wisdom coming into your awareness, and other blessings of fortune that again are unpredictable, but you'll know it in the moment, like, oh, this is a Jupiter blessing, this is some Jupiterian magic coming in. It's expansive energy. So think of this new moon quintile Jupiter as there's a real expansiveness to it that can be tapped into. Might not be as loud as the other energies, but it is there also. Okay, in terms of our galactic chart, the galactic alignments. Now, this chart comes from galacticastrochart.com. Everybody is welcome to input their birthday and their information. Pull up a chart like this if you want to see what your planets and nodes and your important points in your chart are aligned to in terms of the constellations and the fixed stars. You're welcome to check that out. That's available to you. And that's what I've done here for this new moon. So you'll see here the conjunct and opposites of the sun and the moon and some of the planets here. They have these strong alignments to the constellations. These are either 0-degree aspects or 180-degree aspects, which are the loudest ones, so to speak. So we have an opportunity to really connect with the energies of Canis minor constellation, Andromeda, Boots, the Galactic, Hydra, Piscis Austrinus, Cygnus, Crux, Centaurus, and the galactic once again with Neptune. And when you see galactic there, that's either referring to the galactic center, the supergalactic center, the great attractor, or Shapley attractor. And these are each either black holes or cosmic anomalies, are very potent points in our universe that are, oh my goodness, multi-dimensional to the highest exponential infinity and beyond. Very incredible energies to connect with. Portals into other dimensions of reality. And as I mentioned in this video, I really want to focus on Procyon. So there's a lot we can connect with this new moon. And this is the particular star that was calling to me the loudest because it's the one that's actually aligned with the sun and the moon. So the sun and the moon are conjunct Canis minor constellation. And you'll see that constellation in Urania's mirror diagram there in the little dog. And you'll see the star Procyon. I've made it a pink sparkly star so you could see it in there, and that is Procyon right there. You see also the picture of it and how beautiful it is in this particular photo with the aura of almost the silver golden energy coming off the center, very faint light blue even, and a beautiful ring of this violet, almost magenta color around it. Just a stunning photo of this star. So begin allowing yourself to tune in with this star, Procyon. So I've included some other images here. This is the god Anubis, Egyptian funerary god. Now, originally he was the lord of death in the underworld, and he was kind of demoted when Osiris died. Osiris, who may or may not have been his father, died, and Anubis was called to conduct the funerary rites. So it was said at that time that he was then not Lord of the Underworld and God of Death anymore. That title was given to Osiris, but Anubis remained the god of the funerary rites. And of course, sinking into these energies of Canis minor, the lesser dog, we think dog beings. Okay, this is a humanoid dog type being right on the walls here in Egypt, drawn into the rock. And we get an idea of maybe dog humanoid beings and manifestations that could be of Canis minor origin, could also be Canis major, could be Sirius as well. that these images definitely wanted to be a part of the story here. And we see the constellation in the sky there that Canis Minor and Procyon makes up part of this powerhouse winter triangle, with Betelgeuse, the shoulder of the Orion constellation, powerhouse constellation Orion, and with Sirius A and Canis Minor major constellation. So they make up this winter triangle together. And this is very, very powerful. Incredibly powerful. Now, the text on the left, this comes from Bernadette Brady's Book of Stars, and I'll just share with you what she writes about this particular constellation and Procyon. So, above Canis Major on the equator is a much smaller dog. Thought of as Orion's second hound, it has also been called the puppy. It rises before Canis Major, and like the star Mersums, the beta star of Canis Major, its main claim to fame is the fact that it heralds the arrival of Sirius. So it's rising before Sirius, and you can even think about this, how, it's well known. Many of you know 8/8 Lionsgate portal, really opening end of July. I discovered at kind of around the beginning of Leo season, so like July 23rd, 24th, even to like the 28th. That's that Lionsgate portal is opening, where it's said to be linked to the energy of Sirius, and it's culminating then with the 8/8 August 8th, and even going kind of a few days beyond that. So very interesting. In earlier opinions, Ptolemy likens the star to Mercury with a hint of Mars. Robson relates it to violent actions, disasters, danger of dog bites, and misfortunes in general. A bleak picture. Eberton talks of a hot temper, being hasty, jealous, and pig-headed, but does add that the individual will still be able to put together successful plans. Rigor, however, links Procyon to fortune and fame, with the warning that one can fall quickly from such lofty heights. And I was curious, what is the Sabian symbol for this particular degree that Procyon falls in? Around 26, 27. It's 26 and change of Cancer. And in the Sabian symbols, who were channeled by the psychic Elsie Wheeler with the help of astrologer Mark Edmund Jones, they worked together. And Elsie channeled a symbol for every single degree of the zodiac, was written on an index card, and she held it. An image came into her third eye, and she recorded what the image is. And since that time, many astrologers have interpreted the symbols and written about them and what they may mean. But they're very interesting. And this particular symbol for 27 Cancer, because you round up, like I said, 26 and change Cancer is rounded up to 27, and that symbol had something to do with a violent storm. And the keyword or the keynote of the violent storm was catharsis. So things are intense, and we see this reflected even in the grand square I talked about earlier, where old systems and old ways of doing things, old ways of using energy, relating to energy, both as individuals and collective, are disintegrating, and we're really being invited into something new. So it's like this moment of big release there that ultimately has these blessings and promises of fortune and fame and glory, if we allow ourselves to be in the crucible of this process and be uncomfortable for a little bit if we need to be uncomfortable. There's a larger process taking place. So Procyon in the natal chart. Procyon comes before the shining one, Sirius, and so can indicate a quick rise, but with no real substance. If this star is in your chart, depending on how it affects your chart, you will experience early gains upon which you should capitalize quickly, rather than expecting these gains to last forever. So the blessings will come the more that you can drop into the present moment, stop projecting into the past, stop projecting into the future, be here now, fully present. And those opportunities will show themselves, they will reveal themselves to you, and you'll know what to do. Okay, so astronomically, Procyon is a white binary star. So it's got Procyon A and B, and it's got a faint yellow tinge. It's the brightest star in Canis Minor, the lesser dog. The eighth brightest star in the night sky, comes from the Greek word that means before the dog, and as I already shared, it precedes the dog star Sirius as it travels across the sky due to Earth's rotation, sometimes called the Northern Sirius. And what's very interesting is that it's one of the 15 Bohemian fixed stars. So these are like extra special, extra important stars that have been worked with and noticed and written about and thought about and spoken about by the ancients for a very long time. The images associated with this star include the cock or the three little maids, and I included there a picture of the rooster. And the term the three little maids made me immediately think of the three fairies from Sleeping Beauty. These were three of my favorite fairies, I think, in all the Disney movies, were these three magical ladies. So that's who I put up here for these three little maids. The stone linked to Procyon it's written like achates or achates. I'm not sure how to say that. But what I've seen is that that's actually agate spelled differently. Now, if there's a crystal expert who's watching this video, if there's a difference between achates or achates, or however you say that, and agate, definitely write something below. But when I type this in and I look for images, this is one of the images, and it looked like in different languages, agate was actually spelled like this. So let me know if you're a crystal expert. That crystal there is hopefully the right one. It's the one that wanted to be in the slide. I know that for sure. Now, flowers linked to Procyon include the marigold and the pennyroyal. And you see the marigold, this beautiful orangish red, yellow, very bright, very solar flower. And the pennyroyal is that purple flower. Below are three little maids, the fairies there. And also interesting is that Procyon is the name of the navigator and steersman on this mythical ship, the Argo, whose crew made the epic voyage in search of the Golden Fleece. Perhaps you've seen Jason and the Argonauts, or you've heard of the hero Jason and the Argonauts who were sent to recover the Golden Fleece, this magical object, this object of great power. And so Procyon is linked to the quest for true knowledge, the gold of the alchemist, the knowledge of our origins, of what happened to make us as we now are. That knowledge which we have always felt deep down will heal us and take us forward to new heights of attainment beyond anything we can imagine now. And Procyon, this navigator on the ship Argos, never managed to steer his companions to that particular goal, for man was not then ready to find it yet. Because those stories were about, earlier times, really almost in the Dark Ages. They're coming out of the Dark Ages, coming out of Kali Yuga, the descending cycles, if you want to think about the cycles of time of the yugas, like this 24 to 26,000 year cycle that the Indian mystics have spoken about. that it was actually a time more of forgetting and descending arc of evolution. And so it was not the time to have the full embodied, remembered awareness of our origins and the mysteries. So yes, in the heavens, those realms of the psyche where mortal time is no barrier to achievement, he is still getting us there. Procyon is still guiding us. And we are now in this ascending arc of consciousness. Whether you think about that in terms of we're beginning this Dwapara Yuga, this age of energy, whether you think about it like we're at the dawn of the age of Aquarius, depending on when when we agree that starts, we're definitely in process with that. So there's a real opportunity to connect with Procyon and be guided into the deep, profound truths about the nature of reality. So some of the gifts linked to Procyon include the favor of the gods, spirits, and men, power against witchcraft, wealth, fame, good fortune, renown, and freedom. It explodes our given talents to new heights, insight, vision, and foresight. So really like a lot of third eye action happening. And the psychic protection eye. I thought it was really interesting here. This image of this snowy world with the moon and these very magical clouds. This comes from a website that imagines hypothetical universes and planetary worlds. So it was looking at, I believe, some kind of satellite object that orbits around Procyon A and B, this binary star unit, that this could be what a world there looks like. So I thought that was really interesting. And if you do a simple Google search of Procyon images, you will learn immediately that the raccoons are named Procyon, I guess, in their more official scientific names. And so this is one of the images and the animal guides we can call upon at this time is the raccoon to connect us in the earthly realms with the energy of Procyon. So Procyon star requires patience, good judgment, embracing our inner truth, living our inner truth. It can help us clear setbacks, obstacles, and clutter on our paths. Focus clearly on your primary goal and soul intention. Let go of over assertiveness and embracing calm. So very, very helpful for those who can be patient, have discernment, really embody your truth at this time. Your path will be supported and revealed and opened up before you step by step by step as you focus on whatever your heart is really guiding you to. Focus that third eye on the wisdom of your heart. Okay, so at this time, I want to share with you some of what I channeled in terms of the meaning of Procyon. So I just simply laid down with Reiki energy activated and allowed this to come through about Procyon. So I was told that Procyon rising before the dog star Sirius. It marks a time of purification and preparation, of deep release, cleansing, and healing before the bringing in of the light of Sirius. It's a time of ritual, a time of offerings, reflection, contemplation, going within, harvesting the minerals deep within that were to be alchemized to gold in the light of Sirius. So this is how the ancients were working with it. They were harvesting the minerals deep within that were to be alchemized to gold in the light of Sirius during Lionsgate. It was a time of deep earth communion and communication, deep earth listening, connecting to her spirit, the earth, receiving her blessings and her guidance. It was the end of the year type of energy for them because they marked the new year with the heliacal rising of Sirius star rather than marking the new year with January 1st every year, which came later on with the Gregorian calendar. So that used to not be how time was calculated and the calendar was oriented to. So this period then would have been a kind of, imagine how you're feeling usually in December before the new year. Well, that's the energy of this moment too. It's a time of culmination, of being unsure about what's next, where you're going next, closing out what needs to be closed out before the new year begins so you can start fresh and clean. Walking through darkness with your flashlight and deciding to turn it off because you realize you are illumined. You are the light. This is actually something that came through in a dream recently, and it came through again when I was connecting with this Procyon energy. So again, imagine you're walking through pitch black darkness and you have maybe your phone flashlight turned on or some other flashlight, old school flashlight turned on, and you realize you can actually power that one down because you realize that all of your own bodies are illumined and that you are actually the light and you don't need some kind of external artificial, so to speak, light turned on. The light is actually being sourced from you. The invitation is to live joyfully and playfully in each moment, like the little dog, even though you don't know what's coming next. It's an invitation to be shrewd, clever, resourceful, and adaptable, like the raccoon, who knows the way even through the darkest night to the feasts hiding in plain sight. What's hiding in plain sight that you need to see? What's hiding in plain sight that you can be grateful for? These were the messages of Procyon star. And so I want to share with you again, these are the 88 constellations in the sky. Far more than that available to us to connect with at all times, to infinity and beyond. But these are the energies that have strong alignments with the planets at this time. So if you feel guided to connect with any of these other constellations or stars, know that they are here, they are activated, they are available. So if you notice, for example, Mirak star comes in, or Izar, or the Shapley Attractor, or perhaps Alphard star in Hydra constellation, A Crux star in Crux constellation, the beautiful star, royal star Fomalhaut and Piscis Astrenus, or perhaps Cygnus, the swan, Deneb Adish, this other magical star. There's also an opportunity to connect with Hadar in Centaurus constellation, as well as the super galactic center. So there's a lot available to us at this time, and I invite you to connect with your star family, your stars that are calling to you and connecting to you in whatever way resonates with you at this time. They are there supporting you. And I thank you with so much love in my heart for your presence, your likes, your shares, your comments, your subscribes, your being here with me as I say, hey, let's tune into the Galactic Astrology. Thank you for taking this journey with me, and I invite you all, if you want to dive deeper into your Galactic Astrology specifically. I share soul readings. I also offer channeled information in my Reiki sessions, which are deeply healing, and I teach Reiki classes online. And every new moon, there is a Reiki share. So there will be a free distant Reiki share coming up for this Cancer new moon. And you are all welcome and invited to that. The link is below in the description, and you can RSVP there for free. So everything on my website, taylornorrisreiki.com. Thank you so much for being here. Aho, amen, namaste. So much love. Mahalo. Happy new moon, Cancer. Aloha.